Good day everyone. For this video, I will report to you the rule number 2. So in this video, it is the continuation of my video on rule number 1. Kasi yung rule number 1 is medyo mahaba kasi more on definitions yun, all parts of softball rules. But in this video, this is only the continuation of rule number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pero isa lang ito sila. So rule number 2, which is the playing field. Section number 1, playing field. What is the playing field? So playing field in softball is...
The playing field or diamond is the square within the infield that surrounds the 4 bases, the home plate, along with the first, second, and third bases. The total perimeter of the square measures an approximate 18 meters, and the bases are positioned in numerical order. The home plate is situated at the point of the quadrant, and the first base is extended out at a right angle to its right. The following corners house the second and third bases.
Sa madaling salita, yung playing field in softball, ito yung pinaglalaroan inside ng mga player as well as they are in field. So that is the playing field. So merong sukat yung playing field ng softball, which is
minimum of 3.65 meters or 12 feet to a maximum of 4.57 meters or 15 feet from the outfield and or side fences.
Next is ground or special rules.
Ground or special rules establishing the limits of the playing field may be agreed upon by leagues or opposing teams whenever backstops, fences, stands, vehicles, spectators, or other obstructions are within the prescribed area.
So yung ground or yung special rules, ito yung limit sa playing field na pinagkaisa or agreed by leagues ng both teams na nandoon sa prescribed area. Section 3.
The official diamond shall have baselines and pitching distances as set out in the distance table.
In this section, dapat yung base distance or yung pitching distance, yung distance ng naga-pitch at saka kung saan siya, at saka yung baselines, dapat ay nakaset out sa distance table. Next section is the diamond layout. Ano nga ba yung sukat ng diamond layout?
A detailed instruction to lay out a diamond with a 10.29 meters or 60 feet baselines and a 14.2 or 46 feet.
So yung dimensions ng diamond ay dapat
the 1 meter or 3 feet line is drawn parallel to from the baseline starting at a point halfway between home plate and first base.
Yung dimensions ng diamonds ay dapat yung 1 meter line or yung 3 feet line ay dapat naka-drawn into parallel from the baseline between home plate and first base. So yun yung... Next is dapat yung batters on deck circle is dapat malapit siya sa player's bench o malapit sa dugout, medyo malapit din sa home plate. Next is yung batter's box. Makikita siya sa each side of home plate. Yung catcher's box, makikita siya sa likod ng batter's box. Kung saan yung nagbabat, yung sa likod niya, yun ang pwesto, yung box ng catcher. So, yun yung catcher's box. Next is yung bawat coach box ay naka-parallel to the first and third baselines. At saka dapat yung home plate is made up of rubber and shall be a 5-sided figure. Also, the pitcher's plate ay made up of rubber. So take note that the lines that define an area are part of that area. Next is yung bases. Dapat yung bases is made up of canvas or any settable material. Next, proceed tayo sa rule number 3, which is the equipment. Section 1 is the official bat.
The official bat shall be of one-piece construction, multi-piece, permanently assembled or two-piece, interchangeable construction. If the bat is designed with interchangeable components, it must meet the following criteria. Matting components must have a unique locking key to prevent uncertified equipment combination in the field. And second, all component combinations must meet the same standards as if it were a one-piece bat when combined or a portion of a one-piece bat if separated.
So yung bat na pwedeng gagamitin sa softball, it's either bamboo, wood, metal, plastic, graphite, carbon, magnesium, fiberglass, ceramic, or any other composite material, as well as approved by the ISF, Equipment Standards Commission. So dapat approve siya. Kasi pag hindi siya approve ng ISF, Equipment Standards Commission, hindi siya pwedeng gagamitin sa laro. Pwede ring round or smooth, at dapat hindi siya lalagpas ng 34 inches long at hindi lalagpas ng 38 ounces in weight. At dapat hindi rin siya lalagpas ng 5.7 cm in diameter sa bandang large part niya. At saka dapat walang makitang rivets, pins, rough or sharp edges or any form of exterior fastener na maaaring magkakos ng hazard. At saka kung metal naman yung gagamitin na bat, dapat yung kanyang handle is not a wood or shall not have a wooden handle. So take note, kapag meron kang ilalagay na tape sa handle ng bat, make sure na yung ilalagay mo is only one layer lang, form of spiral. Kasi pag aabot ng 2 layers yun, illegal na yun. Bawal na yun sa bat. And of course, the official bat is dapat hindi siya altered bat. Wala siyang may binago. Kung ano yung original bat ng approved ng ISF, Equipment Standards Commission, dapat yun ang gagamitin. Yun ang official bat. Walang may binago. Section number 2 is warm-up bats. Ano nga ba yung warm-up bats?
The warm-up bat must be of one-piece construction, and it shall comply with the safety grip and the safety knob requirements of the official bat. It must be marked warm-up in 3.2 cm or 1 1/4 inches letters on the barrel end. The barrel end must be in excess of 5.7 cm or 2 1/4 inches.
Next section is the official softball. The official softball o yung the official ball ng softball is dapat regular, smooth seam, concealed stitch or flat surface ball. At saka dapat meron siyang center core made up of number 1 quality na long fiber kapuk. Itong kapuk na to is a mixture of cork and rubber, a polyurethane mixture, or kahit ano pang materials na approved pa rin ng ISF. Dapat meron siyang hand or machine wound with fine quality ng yarn and covered with latex or rubber cement. Kapag mali yung bola na ginamit sa paglalaro ng softball, maaring i-accept ng offense player yung resulta ng laro or maaring ipa-repitch niya. Mag-pitch ulit yung pitcher. Next section is the gloves and mitts. Ano nga ba yung gloves and mitts? Paano nga ba ito gagamitin? Ano yung mga gloves na pwedeng gagamitin? Lahat ng player ay dapat magsusuot ng gloves. Pero only the catcher and the first baseman ang gagamit lamang ng mitts. Yung thumb ng player kapag nagsusuot ng gloves, dapat walang lacing, webbing, or other device na makikita sa between thumb at saka sa glove or mitt worn. At saka dapat hindi lalagpas sa 12.7 cm in length yung glove. Yung gloves naman ng pitcher is any combination of color. Kahit anong kulay yung gagamitin yung glove, provided none of the colors including the lacing. Pero dapat hindi siya kakulay ng bola yung gloves na gagamitin ng pitcher. Kahit anong kulay yung gagamitan niyo pwede ng pitcher, kahit basta hindi lang kakulay ng bola including the lacing. Lahat ng gloves na mayroong white, gray, or yellow optic circles na makikita sa labas giving the appearance of a ball ay illegal sa lahat ng players. Section number 5 is shoes. Lahat ng miyembro o lahat ng naglalaro, syempre, dapat magsuot ng sapatos. Yung sapatos is magiging official shoes siya kapag ito ay made up of canvas or leather uppers at saka ito ay fully enclosed. So magiging official shoes na. Yung sapatos na merong rounded metal spike ay illegal yun. Bawal yun. Wala dapat yung hard plastic or nylon na gagamitin sole sa ilalim ng yung sapatos. Na sole sa yung sapatos kahit saang level ng laro. Hindi ka dapat gagamit nun. Next section is protective equipment. Sa protective equipment, number 1 dyan is yung mask. Dapat lahat ng players talaga merong mask, throat protector, and helmets. Next is dapat meron silang face mask. Lahat ng defensive or offensive player ay dapat magsuot ng face mask. At dapat yung face mask na yun is plastic face mask. Yung face mask na merong sira o kahit anong basta may sira is bawal. Hindi siya pwedeng gamitin. Pinagbabawal yun sa laro at pwede kang maalis sa laro. Next is body protectors. Yung pamprotect sa katawan ng mga players. Lahat ng catchers as well as in fast pitch ay dapat mayroong protectors, body protectors. Yung mga babae naman, yung mga female players ay magsusuot lamang ng body protector in slow pitch. Kasi merong dalawang pitch yan yung fast pitch saka yung slow pitch. Next is dapat magsusuot ng shin guards. Yung shin guards is ginagamit yan pang-protect sa ating mga kneecap. Kasi pag natamaan ka sa kneecap, masakit talaga yan. Honestly speaking, masakit talaga yung kneecap pag matamaan. So, sa paglalaro ng softball, kailangan merong shin guards. And syempre, helmets. At tulad ng sabi ko kanina, kung meron mang crack, broken, or anything na binago sa yung helmet, ay pinagbabawal at maaari kang matanggal sa laro. So halimbawa kapag hindi ka gumamit ng helmet mo, tapos nandun ka na sa laro, nagbat ka, yung umpire is magde-declare ng you are out. Pero naman kapag yung helmet ng isang batter is hindi sinadyang nahulog, accidentally lang, hindi yun penalty. And dapat meron silang protective leg or arms guards. Dapat sinusuot rin yan ng mga batter or batter runner. Next section is equipment on playing field.
Equipment on playing field. Equipment that is not part of the official equipment shall not be left lying on the playing field in either fair or foul territory.
So dito sa equipment on playing field, halimbawa yung bola is tumama sa damit mo, sa anumang equipment na nasa iyo na hindi ginagamit, na hindi part ng official equipment, is automatically dead ball yun. Next section is uniform.
All players on a team shall wear uniforms alike in color, trim, and style.
Siyempre, dapat lahat ng players merong uniform. Tsaka, parehas dapat ng color. Uniform nga di ba? So, for the part of the uniforms, meron silang ball caps. Dapat lahat ng ball caps is pare-pareho. Kasi ito is mandatory for all male players. At dapat ito ay sinusuot properly. At saka yung caps or visors o headbands is optional lamang kung depende kung susuotin ito ng mga female players. Plastic or hard visors are not allowed. Next is undershirts. Lahat dapat ng naglalaro is ng shirt nila is undershirt. So dapat lahat ng players ay magsusuot ng colored undershirt. It's maybe white. Kapag yung mga players is magsusuot ng undershirts, hindi naman po mandatory na lahat ng players ay kailangan talagang undershirts. Wala dapat player na magsusuot ng rag, frayed, or slit sleeves on exposed undershirts. Next is yung kanilang pants o yung sliding pants. Lahat ng players pwedeng magsuot, it's either long pants or shorts in style. Dapat magsusuot sila ng uniform sliding pants, yung solid color ng pair of sliding pants. Pero hindi rin mandatory na lahat talaga is kailangan magsusuot ng sliding pants. Pero kung yun ang sinusuot ng nakararami, syempre dapat uniform lahat. At tungkol naman sa numbers na makikita nyo sa likod ng kanilang shirt, dapat in Arabic number at saka yung kulay ay contrast color, at least 15.2 cm or 6 inches high. Wala dapat ni isa sa manager, coach, or players ang magsusuot ng mayroong identical numbers. For example, ng identical numbers is yung 1 o 01. Ang gagamitin lamang is only whole numbers. So from 01 to 99 lamang ang dapat gagamitin. Syempre, kung sino yung player na walang number, syempre, he or she not permitted to play. Syempre, hindi rin dapat mawawala yung names sa taas ng number sa likod ng kanilang shirts. Next, proceed tayo sa section number 9, which is all equipment.
Notwithstanding the foregoing, the ISF reserves the right to withhold or withdraw approval of any equipment which, in the ISF's sole determination, significantly changes the character of the game, affects the safety of participants or spectators, or renders players' performance more a product of his equipment rather than his individual skill.
Now, proceed tayo sa rule number 4, which is the coaches, players, and substitutes. Section number 1, coaches. Siyempre, yung mga head coach, sila yung may permission o sila yung may responsibilidad na mag-sign ng lineup card. Yung mga head coach din, dapat naka-neatly attired. Magsusuot din sila ng mga suitable footwear at saka yung kanilang uniform is dapat kakulay rin ng kanilang team. Kapag yung coach is magsusuot ng cap, it must be approved headgear. So yung caps talaga is mandatory sa lahat ng lalaki na coaches. So yung rule naman ng coach, yung coach habang yung kanyang player, yung kanyang member is nagbabat, pwede siya mag-direct, pwede siya mag-give ng direction or pwede siya magbibigay ng kahit anong words of assistance sa kanyang member. Saka dapat yung mga coaches, hindi dapat sila gagamit ng mga negatively words na maaring makaapekto sa mga players o maaring ma-hurt yung mga players. O hindi lamang sa players, sa umpires. Kasi bawal yun. Next section is lineup cards and roosters.
Official lineup cards are to be completed and submitted to the official scorer and the plate umpire at the start of each game. The plate umpire returns the card for the duration of the game.
So bago magsisimula yung laro, dapat yung official lineup cards is nasubmit na dun sa official scorer or dun sa plate umpire. Dapat nasubmit na dun. Yung players ay hindi ilalagay sa lineup cards unless meron siyang uniform o present siya in the team. Lahat ng available players ay nakalista na yan sa designated place with their first name, last name, and their uniform number. At syempre, yung pangalan ng coach at ng manager, syempre nandun din nakalista sa lineup cards, sa official lineup cards. Next is section number 3, which is players. So sa isang team, consists of players in the following positions. For example, in fast pitch. Sa fast pitch, merong 9 players, which are the pitcher, the catcher, the first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop, left fielder, center fielder, and right fielder. So yun yung binubuo ng fast pitch, 9 players. Next, dun sa fast pitch na mayroong designated player, meron silang 10 player, katulad din ng fast pitch. Yun yung kanilang mga posisyon. Nadagdagan lang ng designated player, kaya naging 10 players siya. Sa slow pitch naman, meron ding 10 players, including the pitcher, the catcher, first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, shortstop, left fielder, left center fielder, right fielder, and right center fielder. So yun yung sa slow pitch. At dito naman sa co-ed slow pitch, meron ding 10 players. So pinaghalo ito siya, merong 5 male players at meron ding 5 female players. So yung kanilang, nakaposition sila sa infield at saka outfield. Yung dalawang babae at saka dalawang lalaki, nakaposition sila sa merong sa infield at saka sa outfield. At isang lalaki para sa pitcher or catcher at isang babae rin para sa pitcher or catcher. And dito naman sa co-ed slow pitch with extra players, meron silang 12 players. So nadagdagan lang 6 players, 6 male players and 6 female players. Parehas lang yung kanilang posisyon doon sa co-ed slow pitch. Nadagdagan lang ng extra players who bat in the first lineup. Next section is starting players.
A starting player shall be official when the lineup card is inspected and approved by the plate umpire and team representative at the pre-game meeting.
So yung starting players ay dapat nakalista talaga sa lineup cards kasi i-inspectionin yan ng plate umpire at ng team representative during the pre-game meeting. So dapat yung names ay nakalagay sa official lineup card. Pero halimbawa merong nagkasakit or na-injury, yung pag-change ng kanilang starting lineup during pre-game meeting pa with the umpires. Next section is the designated player. So yung role naman ng designated player is only a batter for any defensive player, provided yung kanyang pangalan is nakalista dun sa mga magbabat. Kasi pag wala, siya matatawag na designated player. So yung starting designated player is magsasub lamang siya one at time lamang, as long as he or she returns to the position in the batting order. So yung designated player is maglalaro lamang only on defense, kahit saang position, as well as defense only. Next section is extra player. Ano nga ba itong extra player? So itong extra player is optional lamang. At kung gagamit sila ng extra player, it is prior to the start game. At dapat nakalista siya sa 11 hitters in the batting order. So kapag gagamit sila ng extra player, dapat yung extra player is gagamitin entire game. So take note, kapag yung isang team is hindi nila natapos yung laro na mayroon silang extra player, magre-resulta ito in forfeiture of the game. Kapag naman gumamit sila ng extra player, lahat ng 11 players is magbabat, and the rest na 10 players only play defense. So yung extra player, halimbawa may nag-sub sa kanya at babalik siya sa game one time lang, once a time lang, hindi na siya pwedeng aalis pa ulit o babalik pa ulit kapag nasub na siya, kapag napalitan na siya, as well as nandun pa rin siya sa kanyang dating posisyon. So kapag yung isang team is nilabag nila yung provisions na gumamit sila ng illegal extra players, yung player na nag-violate shall be ejected. Next section is re-entry. Lahat ng starting players may be substituted and re-enter once only, as well as nasa dating position pa rin sila. So halimbawa kapag yung coach or manager is, kapag inalis niya yung nakasub doon sa laro, yung substitute players, kapag inalis ng coach or managers yung substitute players doon at pinalitan niya ng yung original players na nakapwesto doon, that is an illegal re-entry. And kapag yung starting players din ay muling bumalik sa laro pero hindi na doon sa kanyang dating pwesto, tinatawag din yung illegal re-entry. Mayroong penalty sa illegal re-entry. Yung penalty is yung both manager or coach is maaring ma-eject. Next section is substitutes or illegal player.
A substitute may take the place of a player whose name is in his team's lineup. The following regulations govern player substitutions.
So dapat kapag halimbawa yung coach is magpapasub siya ng kanyang players, dapat approve o nagpapaalam sa plate umpire. Hindi pwedeng basta-basta lang mo papalitan yung player mo na hindi alam ng umpire. Kasi yung plate umpire, i-report niya yan sa scorer para ma-change yung player kasi hindi alam. Kasi pag hindi nila alam, iba yung maskuran. Kapag yung player is nag-sub na, hindi pa siya matatawag na officially in the game pa habang yung laro is in play pa, kumaga during the game pa. Pero pag start ulit ng laro, doon na siya officially in the game na, yung nag-sub. Kapag yung players is nag-sub, tapos hindi pa tapos yung laro, hindi pa siya matatawag na officially in the game. Pero pag restart ulit ng laro, doon na siya matatawag na official in the game. At kapag naman yung players ay napasok sa game without reporting, na hindi nagre-report sa umpire or sa plate umpire, ang tawag doon, the player will be declared ineligible. At halimbawa naman kapag yung substitute is illegal player, kahit anong rason, kahit saan mo tignan, illegal pa rin siya. Yung substitute na yon, yung substitute player na yon is bibigyan ng penalty for that violation. So, maaring mag-sub lamang yung players during dead ball. Kasi pag during live ball, hindi pwedeng mag-sub. O maaari kang mag-sub pero hindi ka officially in the game. Mangyayari lamang yung illegal players doon kapag yung kinuha niya yung pwesto ng kanyang sinab na wala siyang karapatan doon na pwesto. Kumbaga, hindi siya doon nararapat magpwesto. So, yun yung illegal player. So, yung illegal players, it includes illegal pitcher. Next is yung illegal batter. Mangyayari lamang yung illegal batter kapag pinalitan niya yung flex player kasi hindi pwede yun. At saka itong illegal runner naman, mangyayari lamang ito when the offensive team places a player already in the batting lineup as a runner for another runner. Next is yung illegal re-entry or unreported substitute. So, mangyayari naman yung illegal re-entry kapag yung nag-sub is nag-sub siya ng twice. So, bawal yun. At kapag yung starting players is bumalik sa laro pero hindi na dun sa kanyang position. So, illegal re-entry pa rin yun. Next section is disputed calls.
Any team member disputing any judgment decision by an umpire will constitute a team warning. Any repeat offense shall result in the ejection of that member.
So halimbawa dito sa disputed calls, tinawagan ka na ng warning at natawagan ka ulit ng umpire, maaaring ma-eject yung inyong team member. Next section is dugout conduct. So lahat ng coach, players, or substitutes or other bench personnel ay hindi dapat nasa labas ng designated dugout area. Except na lang kung ito ay inalaw ng umpire. Pinagbabawal talaga yung smoking sa loob ng designated dugout area. Next section is replacement player.
In the event of any player bleeding during the game, that player must be withdrawn from the game if the bleeding cannot be stopped within a reasonable length of time, or his uniform becomes covered with blood. The withdrawn player shall not return to the game until all bleeding ceases, the injury cleaned and covered, and, if necessary, his uniform replaced.
Mangyayari naman tong replacement player pag yung isang player sa team nyo is halimbawa ng injury or merong bleeding na nangyayari in a long period of time, papalitan na siya. At kapag nangyari yun, doon na magre-replace yung player. Doon na mangyayari yung replacement player. Kasi papalitan niya na yun, yung na-injury. Next section is the temporary runner. Yung temporary runner is legal for a catcher of record from the previous half inning who is on base with 2 out. So yung temporary runner is optional lamang for the offensive team manager. So yung temporary runner is magagamit lamang siya anytime as well as after the second out occurred. For the last section of rule number 4 is the violations and penalties. So ano nga ba yung mga violations and penalties in softball? Dapat yung team members ay hindi dapat siya gagawa ng disparaging. Disparaging, ito yung nanghahamak. Pinapahamak nyo kanyang kasama o yung kanyang opponents. Insulting, o ini-insulto niya yung kanyang team members or yung kanyang kalaban. Hindi lamang sa players, maaaring sa mga officials, or pwede rin yung gagawa siya ng actions na parang manununtok siya, yung ganun. So, violations yun. At maaaring magkakos ng penalty yun. So, yung penalty na mangyayari dun, yung first offense is warning pa lang yun. Pero pag kadalawa ka natatawagin, automatic ejection yung mangyayari.